AITAH for going back to my home country without discussing it with my daughter. In 2008 I moved to the US from the UK as my American ex wanted to go home and wanted to raise our child there. I didn't really want to go, but as I wanted to be a part of my kid's life I did. She was 1 then and nearly 16 now. We split up after a couple of years, but I stayed and tried to make it work despite being miserable. Then, my ex met her now husband and they married in 2013, and after 6 years, they asked if he could adopt her in 2019. I really didn't want to, but they're really well off and I couldn't really fight it, and more importantly, my daughter wanted it, because they were having a kid and she wanted to be a part of a family. They all assured me though she wanted to be a part of my life and it wouldn't change anything, I could see her when I wanted, etc. So in 2020 COVID happened and I wasn't able to see her in person much at all despite trying to keep a relationship over video call and email, etc. Then in 2021, they moved to the East Coast from Cali to be close to the husband's family. Again, despite assuring me she'd still want to see me, she hardly ever came back. She always said she hates California due to the homeless and the climate and prefers there, and always expects me to go there and always cancels plans to come to Cali. I do go there, but it's always really awkward as I'm always around his family and they're a bit much. I'm white, they're all black and they make loads of ignorant jokes about my race and nationality. I last went in 2022 and my daughter couldn't be asked to see me that much. She was supposed to come with me back home to the UK on holiday for my 40th and to see my family a couple of weeks ago, but didn't want to and wasn't happy. I declined to go there instead and see her and her new family. So I went back home myself and I'm currently home at the moment and I'm loving it. I spent my birthday with people I feel do love me and I'm seeing my parents all the time. Their health isn't great so I can see them while I still can. Basically, I have had a hard time in the US with work and had 2 jobs for many years, but about 6 years ago, fell into a job that I'm good at. So when I came home I got reacquainted with an old friend whose wife works in a company that's expanding and is recruiting for a role in my field that I can do with my eyes closed. So I've had an interview and basically have the job. I start whenever I want, the money's great and have loads of perks like a company car. Plus it's in the city where I grew up. My uncle has a house here I can stay in practically rent-free until I find somewhere. So as you can imagine, I'm really happy. I haven't got many ties in the US anyway, not loads of friends, and I have a girlfriend, but I've spoken to her and she's willing to try long distance for a bit. My daughter messaged me yesterday asking if she can chat out the blue, so I accepted. She asked how my trip's going and I told her, really well, I've got a job and I'm coming back home. She was all upset, but I was trying to reassure her that it changes nothing and she can still come and see me when she wants, or I can go there. It's not really that much further than the distance between there and California anyway. She wasn't having any of it. Later on, I get a call from my ex saying how upset my daughter is, saying I abandoned her, and my ex said I should reconsider as I do have family there, them. I said we're not family anymore, I only ever go to make up the numbers. She was trying to lecture me as she usually does when we argued, so I told her I can't deal with it and hung up. Later on, my daughter put something on her social media saying how upset she is. I know maybe it must be hard, but I can't see how she can be upset. She's hardly bothered with me the past 3 years. Plus I don't see why I should put my life on hold anymore as I've done that for 15 years and it's made me miserable. AITAH for not discussing it and moving.